Alrighty, second to last match here. The penultimate match on day 3 is Takakeisho taking on Ura. 2-0 Takakeisho taking on 0-2 Ura. There is Takakeisho. He's 175 centimeters on the shorter side, but I think that's the exact same height as Ura if they show his stats. I think they're both 175, which is probably about what, 5'10", which is, a little bit short for a sumo wrestler, but not anything crazy. If you watched the very first match of my coverage today, day 3, I kind of caught the Meisei versus Kotonowaka match in progress, and there was a interesting Kimade at the edge. They call it Osakate, a backward twisting overarm throw. So maybe I'll take a picture of this and put it up on Twitter so you guys can see what it was. Yeah, 175 centimeters there for Ura, who's quite a bit older than Takakeisho. I always forget that Takakeisho's still, only 27 years old, and, definitely has some of his prime wrestling years ahead of him. And of course, he'd love to become a Yokozuna for many of those years. So, interesting Kimade we don't often see. If you didn't happen to catch the Kotonowaka Meisei match, maybe go check it out. I missed the Tachi-ai, but I got most of the match, and then you get to see it in the replay, I believe. Okay, after this, we'll have Hoshoru versus Hokuto Fuji, which should be a fun way to finish off day 3. Looking ahead to day 4, tomorrow, Wednesday, the 15th, some of the highlight matches at the end of the day that I should have on the channel will be Takakeisho taking on Meisei, Kirishima taking on Takayasu. That should be a fun one. Hoshoru has the Flying Monkey, Tobizaru. Daisho has Ura, so Ura's opponent tomorrow is a Sekewake. Hokuto Fuji has Wakamoto Haru, a Sekewake versus Komusubi clash. And we have another Sekewake versus Komusubi in Abi versus Kotonowaka. So those are the last 6 matches of the day. Shodai has Gonoyama. What are some other big ones? Atami Fuji has Ryuden, which is important because both men are 3-0. So one of them will suffer his first loss of the Basho. Roga, who needs a win, he's 0-3. He's up against Tsurugisho, who's 1-2. And that's about it. Should be home tomorrow, no problems, to have some action for you. So things are going well so far this week, as far as at least getting up the Ozeki matches each day. So I'm glad you're here on the channel with me. Thank you for coming by. And we have one more match to go after this. I'm still in my work clothes. It's 17:49. So it is a little late. They still got one more match to do after this, but that's okay. They got plenty of time. Abema, of course, doesn't have to worry if the sumo runs long past 6 p.m. like NHK used to, where they would be like, oh, what do we got to delay the news now and stuff. Because, on Abema, it's just a website. They can just keep going. It doesn't really matter. But I think they'll still finish by 6 p.m. Japan time. All right, I think these guys are getting ready to go.
序盤で星を落とすわけにはいきません。中継貴景勝、一方的です。全く裏を問題にしませんでした。
All right, no big surprise there that Takakeisho won that match. Ura's not going to win by going backwards. He's got to figure out something else to do if he wants to play with the big boys up here. He's at Maegashira 1, so he's going to have to fight everybody ranked above him in the first week or so. And then he'll start to have some other Maegashira opponents in week 2. But it's going to be a tough first week for him. And he is now 0-3. So, if Hoshoru wins, all 3 Sekewake, all 3 Ozeki will be winners today. So that's great. That means they're all doing their job, all getting the wins, making it exciting as the Basho progresses. And means by the time I get there on day 8, who knows, we might see some 8-0 perfect record Kachikoshis on the day I'll be there live on the 19th. Okay, come on back. One more match to go.